Good morning. Welcome to part 22, 23. It says on, I just typed it and I forgot it. I wanted to just take a quick second to remind everyone who's watching that this, this notion, this idea was not even a thought in my head last week at this time. So in less than a week, let me show you what's happened here. In less than a week, I have painted all but three. Get my face over there to my. Painted all but three of our illustrations and written for, what illustration? I've written for all the illustrations I've done so far. I have a story for all of them. I have three more to do. We're going to do that right now. And I wish that I would have, on every single one, I wish that I would have said the date, but today is October 3rd. Tomorrow is going to be a week, and guess what? Tonight at 5 o'clock, we're going to start the publishing process. I'm going to show you how that works. But this morning, and I'm really asking everybody, please, to help and support to get this word out. I've been tagged with some TikToks already of people who are writing a book, their own book as well. I love that. That is the goal here. I'm just going to stick it in here. Let me show you the phone. This is the phone holder that I've been working with. I love it. I'm going to definitely put that in our Amazon store. It is so good. So, I'm going to get you set up here. I'm going to close my laptop because I'm not writing at the moment because I need three more illustrations. Now, and all of these that I've been doing lives have been being uploaded to our YouTube channel. If you're not on our YouTube channel yet, please get there. You will love it. And right now, where's my paper? Right now, the time might not be right for you to write a book, but they're going to be there for always. So let me get you set up here just right. I love this. Love this. And we are going to paint. Hopefully I have 3 pages left. 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, I'm good. Okay, so we're going to paint this morning. And the last night, before I did my very last one for the evening, I'd written before some ideas of things, the next things that I was going to paint. So last night I did the same. So we're going to start out with Lady in Bed with book. She's writing. No, I drew a little line here. This is why it's important, because you can't just sit down and do this all in one go. Once I wrote a screenplay in 5 days, and I did not leave my bedroom for 5 days. I would just basically lay down, sleep, go to the bathroom, get up, I'd get up and go to the bathroom. And I didn't, but normally you can't do things like that. So you need to leave yourself notes and cues because you think you'll remember, but then when you come to get at your project again, you're going to spend time thinking. So I always do something like this. So these two are reversed. So first, Maggie is going to be wrapping a tiny package. So the emphasis is going to be on the package. I don't know that we're even going to see Maggie in this painting. Don't know. So this whole process, I haven't talked to you a lot about what I've been using. People have been asking. I'm going to just address that now quickly. I have been using just really generic. This is from Michaels. It's their medium grade watercolor, just a 90-pound watercolor, 7x10s. That's basically been my only cost for this. And I want to emphasize, I'm not charging for this. I'm asking that you tap the screen, and have likes going. There's just 25 likes right now. So please tap that screen. When you tap the screen, more people will see this, and hopefully more people will get inspired to write their own book. So thank you for being here, and thanks. I just saw those likes jump. You are awesome. So I've been using my Maggie's Van Gogh watercolor set that I had gotten for her and then messed it up terribly. She's not worried about that. I'd also taken this set with us when we just went to the Bahamas. It's an awesome set. I have it in our Amazon link. I highly recommend it. So what I'm going to do on my last 3 paintings, I'm going to set the white to the side. I'm going to set the Payne's Gray to the side. And I'm going to put water in here because we're cleaning up our project, and I'm going to try to clean up my messy. I've used this whole thing as my palette. So I'm putting water in here. I'm going to sprinkle water over here. Put water in here. This is empty now. I have a little bit of water from me. Here's a great tip for you when you're doing a project like this. Drink water. That was water I put out from the night before. So the first thing that I'm going to do here is take my brush, and every single page I've been putting kind of like an accidental border. It's on purpose. This one is the only one I might have issue with because of my signature here. I signed this and I shouldn't have. I'm not signing any of my illustrations that I do. I'll do the copyright and credit for them in there in the actual book. But right here, while I'm just reactivating this paint really quick, I'm just going to paint this woolly worm a little bit more because I dabbed off from him. Paint that part of him. I'll paint the other part of him and just when that dries. The little woolly bear, he's a part of the story. Okay, but the area that I'm painting around the edge of this, you're going to see it tonight on live at 5 o'clock. And thank you for liking. Oh my goodness. Stephanie's liking. Jackie's liking. Good morning. Lots of people are joining and no one's saying good morning, and that's totally fine. Ashley's liked. Stephanie's liked again. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching this. I had a dream last night about doing these lives, actually. It was like all of a sudden we had like 1,000 people watching, and I was so excited, and I read the whole story again. So maybe I'll read the whole story again in this one if we get 1,000, or not 1,000 people. If we get over 100 people watching, I'll read the story again. So I'm putting this border on here because what's going to happen now is when we take this in to and good morning, Kendra, we'll take this into the program that I'm using to set everything up, which is Procreate. It's just kind of basically a photo editor. I'll need to crop once I find out what our sizes are for the pages for our book. I have to turn all of these into PDFs. So every single, and I'm going to show you how to do that. As long as it takes. As long as it takes. We're going to do it in real time. I'm not going to have anything sped forward. We're just going to, we're going to do it together. I'm going to document it here with lives. So you can have a great roadmap to write your book whenever you're ready to write yours. The time might not be right in your life right now, and I totally get that. And I don't want to leave anybody out. I want everybody to feel like they can do this because they can. You definitely can. If you want to write a book, you can write a book for free. You don't have to pay to get it published. You don't have to do any of that stuff. You can, I'm going to teach you how to do it all. And good morning, Stephanie. Okay. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm just putting this little border in, because if they talk about a bleed line, you'll see what the bleed is, and that's just so they have a little bit of edge for the cropping. So I don't want my picture. Yep. I might have to actually paint him out a little bit early. Good morning in Vancouver, Jace. How are you? And thanks everybody for liking. We're over 3,500 likes. That's how the algorithms, I think, work, but gosh only knows, truthfully. So I'm just gonna put a hint of color on this one. And then I really want to go with the edges of this one yellow, just like a glowing room. And I'm just going to kind of curve in from the top, just putting in some yellow from the top, because the real thing of this picture is going to be, the subject is going to be this little present being wrapped up. So the little present is going to be a little present's going to be a book. And this is just the feel of it. It's going to be inside a box, a little package. No, that's not how she would wrap it. This will be the wrapping paper. That's what it's going to be, the wrapping paper. I like to actually try to think like the people in the story, like the characters. This is going to be the wrapping paper, and we're going to have to make it, big enough to wrap the book. And I'm going to tell you why I'm doing it like this, because what happens is, especially if you're reading this book to a child, kids are so smart. Kids are so smart. And the child will think that book can't be wrapped with that piece of paper. So this is what I'm going to do here. I think what I'm going to do too is get my little, I'm going to get a little feel going here. Because remember her pillow? Remember the pillow of Lady of the Leaves? Has these little polka dots on it with little stars on them. I like to put a lot of little familiar feels when I'm writing a story. So we're going to do that here. We're not going to have it identical, but just like a little familiar feel. And thank you so much. Sparkles joined, Paula joined, Stephanie liked, this machine joined, Stephanie liked again. Thank you, Stephanie. Ashley joined, and I hope everyone who's joining, everybody who's watching in general, is having a beautiful day and is enjoying this process, because I surely am. I'm going to take the piece of wrapping paper over, maybe like it's a roll. That's better. That's better. And I'm gonna make these dots different shades and different sizes. Okay. I'm gonna dab these because I got too much paint here. And when I started this page, I had thought about the picture, but just a little bit. I really wanted to feel how this was going. And I'm not great at painting hands, but I'm going to try to paint a hand to show you. Oh, basically that's about it. That's like the size of the hand. Oh, that's how I can tell you too. I can tell you with words how, for the size of this, it's not a piece of wrapping paper. This is a candy bar wrapper. This is a candy bar wrapper. Yep. This is a candy bar wrapper that she's wrapping in this tiny, tiny little book in. And our girl Maggie's doing that. So I'm going to put some more of the light yellow back in here to build a little color. I don't know about you, but when I read a book, like most of the books that I read, of course, don't have pictures in them. Although I buy and read children's books, I love them. But when I read a book, I always picture the characters. Like even when they're not giving descriptions of them, my mind is just forming my own description of them. I don't know of a candy wrapper that has blue and yellow edges, but I'm sure there is one. And I don't want to have it look like it's a particular brand. Little fancy. Good morning, Angel and Kendra. I'm enjoying it. It's getting my creative juices flowing. I'm not a painter, but I think I'll try. Kendra, try it. You know, Grandma Moses, she never started painting until she was 82, I believe. And of course she loved it. And the world loved what she did. So this, I'm just putting in some yellow polka dots. Again, I want to get that familiarity. Oh, and this would be the inside of the wrapper anyway. The real pretty part would be on the outside. Or it looks the same on both sides. I do think about weird things like that while I'm writing and illustrating. I think you need to. Let's go back here and look. Let's see what we know about Maggie's room. This is Maggie's room. So Maggie's room, I could make up that peachy color again. And we could I don't need to it's going to be way too big because this book is so tiny. The thumb would have to be just enormous. Like the thumb would have to be like this size without a hook on it. That's the back of one of my hats I'm painting for Hocus Pocus. Good morning, Erin. And thanks everybody for the likes. We're at 6.3 thousand. Today we're going to the publishing part. I'm finishing 3 paintings this morning. And you're getting a watercolor set. I do highly recommend the Van Gogh. It's not an expensive set. And boy, oh boy, does it deliver on color, this. And you get these, I like the 2 tubes that comes with it too. Good morning, Jill. We're in the home stretch. So I think maybe here I might mimic a little bit of this wall color that I have here from Maggie on the back of the book. So let's do a nice bold stripe here of color. I can use words to tell you just how tiny this book is. This book is tiny. And like I was saying, you don't have to, I don't need a painting for every thought I'm trying to evoke with the reader. When you're illustrating, I think that's a tough thing because it's an illustrated book, you think, oh, I need a, you can see here, Maggie has a pen in her hand and she's writing a book that's very big. Oh, maybe we need to put a book right here that's super tiny. Maggie's wrapping up a little book that she wrote for Lady. So maybe while she has her big one here, yeah, we need to put just a little, this is foreshadowing. We need to put just a little table here. Let's put a little side table here for her. Let's put a little side table here for her. Oh, it could be this could be a slice of a tree. Because I have, this could be a little shelf on her wall. I have tree slice shelves on my wall. I like it. We'll put another one here. I have 3 beside my bed. That room up there to make it a little bit lighter. And on mine, I have the old ice guards from our roof, from our old slate roof. That's what's on mine, and they're really ornate. I'm going to put this like this, and then I'm going to draw in a little bit of squiggly. They're old wrought iron. Just going to put those up there and draw in some squiggly wigglies. I'm going to scoop this out of the way. And this is how you keep continuity in a story. And this will set your illustrated stories apart. I promise you, I gotta remember, this is a great video now. To give you oh yeah, look, we're gonna dab that off. Yes. And then up here, I think on this one, on that little wall slice, we're gonna put a tiny little book. Teeny tiny book. But this needs I love my little wall slices from my bedside table. I love them. They were free. And they're amazing. I'll put some little, the bark. The bark is every sort of which way, not straight lines. Every sort of which way for the bark. Do the same down here. I love that shadow. Every sort of which way. Mostly up and down, but every sort of which way. This one, we'll have setting on this one. We will have, what will we have? We're going to have that little book. Because Maggie's writing 2 books. 1 book for herself, 1 book for Lady. Yep. That's what's happening. That's what's happening here. Okay. So now I'm going to paint the book on first, and we won't have any clue what it is when we look at this one. think I'm going to put it on, what do I have beside mine? I have a little lamp. I have a lamp I keep on one. I keep my iPad on another. But let's put a little light on here. Let's shed a little light. Shed a little light. Just a little glow. It gets softer as it goes out. Might even hit her hair just a little bit. And she's this little character is very complex. I'm going to give her a little. My sister just bought a light, this mid-century modern light for her office. And it looks a little bit like this. Put this here. I can't put the yellow into my blue yet because of running. We can't do that yet. But I like this. This is going to tell a lot more. It's going to tell a lot more. Keep that nice and simple. I'm not going to paint a cord down. I have lights that don't need a cord now. And, yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to dab this with a clean part. Good morning, Jeff. And thank you, everybody. We're at 7.6 thousand likes. You're awesome. I'm painting the final 3 pictures. Oh, yeah. Look, see, by subtracting a little bit of that, oh, that looks good. But I got to paint this solid again down here. Just the base. There we go. So I think I might. I just put a big streak of blue on my face. I'm not sure. The other day I walked out of here. I had black paint that I had, that dark brown on the top of my forehead. Up into my hairline. Morton didn't tell me about it. Okay, I'm going to put, I think I'm going to draw here. I think I'll put down here. Because Maggie's going to Japan to live. It's been implied. And I love my cherry blossoms that I made. I really do like to put a piece of me without anyone knowing it's a piece of me in art like this that I do. And it's kind of fun because, hey, Jamie, thanks for following. Good morning, Jeff and Jill. I think she has 1 or 2 more. I have this one, and then I have 2. No, I'm working on, this is an old one I'm touching. This one that I'm working on, and then 2 more. And that's our story done. But I think this one is so much better with just even the light being there. I'm going to let this lay because I got a little puddle there. But yeah, I'm going to put a little cherry blossom branch here that's sitting here. Hopefully it'll look like that. It also kind of looks like Lady of the Leaves stick. I'm going to put another one up here. Because I want to up here, I want to put the little tiny book. I'll put some more little blossoms down here. And I think we'll keep this really simple. I'll just put this in a little, this could be something that Maggie had made. A little little stone that she stuck some sticks to. She could have made some tissue paper cherry blossoms herself. 100%. So I'm just going to put a couple little blossoms on here. And I'm just touching, see? Just touching. But Maggie's going to Japan. Oh, yes. Loving that. All the little touches. Thanks, Wendy says the book's coming along beautifully. We're going to start our publishing process at 5. I'm so excited on the live. You don't want to miss that one. So I just took off a whole bunch of our cherry blossoms. And now I'm going to add just a little bit back into their centers on some of them. Not all. I think we get the feel that they're cherry blossoms. Do they look like cherry blossoms? I'm hoping they do. Okay. Now I need to appear when this is dry. You know I have a problem with waiting until things are dry. In a perfect world, it would dry so fast. Oh my goodness, last night I've been doing that loop-de-loop-de, hoop-de-hoop-de thing. And I'll tell you what, my legs last night, they were so sore in bed. I was thinking, it's not doing that much for me, but boy, is it ever. Okay. Up here, I want to paint a little pedestal that we just set the little book on. We can't even see what it is. And I was wondering what to paint the pedestal, or what to make for the pedestal. And I think we'll just go with a little nondescript. Oh, it needs to be a brighter color. So we can actually see it. Maybe a little stone shape, she might have found some pretty colored stones that she stacked beside her bed. I do things like that. I have, Daphne, your talents bring so much joy. Thank you. Oh my goodness, thank you. I do love creating, and I really love inspiring other people to create stuff. So up here, I'm just going to put just this little tiny thing here. We won't even know what it is. You will. I'm going to come in there with my marker and fix up. We can now, oh my gosh, it looks like a little mushroom. You know I have to put a mushroom in this. That's going to be a little mushroom that little book is setting on. Okay. All right, that can stay back here now. I love how that looks so much better. Okay, so now this is all this is a cakewalk here. This is a cakewalk. I'm going to put some straight feels so we get the feeling that we're in Maggie's room. She has stripy walls. Kind of just like how Lady has stripy floors. I'm trying with my illustrations to have a lot of familiar nostalgic feelings happen. And I brought that stripe down out a bit. Angel is excited to watch the process. Thanks, Angel. And I'm loving actually writing instead of writing this morning. I'm loving painting because I can converse with you. I can paint and talk. I'll do demonstrations for companies painting demonstrations, like out in public, in different stores, whatnot, different locations. And I can paint like upside down. I can talk to people as I'm painting. And yeah, I have no problem chitty-chatting while I'm painting. And bring that green stripe down here too. I might bring all the stripes right down to the bottom. Maybe. I'm going to use some that are soft colors. Let that go in there. And I'm also right now, you can't see it, but I'm cleaning up the palette. I'm cleaning up the paint box for Maggie. And this is something that's a good practice to do. I don't like to waste paint. I've been an artist, crafter, creator my whole life. As a single mom, and I don't like to waste things. Okay, we got one that's like a little bit. I'm looking at the colors on her wall, but they're kind of irrelevant because it's just a stripy feeling that I'm going after. Just a stripy feeling. I think we got the stripy feeling. I'm going to dab this off. Hope everyone's having a great Tuesday. Tomorrow it is 1 week since I started this project. So what happens in a week for us, we totally determine it. I've been writing on a little, just this little tiny area here, maybe 3 foot by 2 foot. I'm sitting, my legs are crammed. I can't even put my feet the whole way under this table. But I love that I've been creating this whole new world in at Maggie's art table. I love that. Okay, so my yellow should be sufficiently dried now. I can go in there and take a nice blue. And this feel, I might actually do this. Rather than do the blue like a solid, I might do little blue circles. Maybe they touch, maybe they don't. Doesn't matter. But this will feel kind of like the little fairy lanterns, perhaps. I like to create nostalgic feels. Like, a little memory that we might have forgotten somewhere. Like that one, to me, kind of looks like a little flower. A flower left over from summer. I love the changing of the seasons. And I hope that this book helps people fall in love with season changes. Just going to paint some little circles. If they connect, wonderful. If they don't, doesn't matter. And I might actually decide to connect these all. This will keep a little safe zone from our yellows. Oh, tomorrow night I'm going to see the Morton and I are going to see the new Haunted Mansion movie with my sister and nephew. I'm excited about that. Very excited about that. It was always one of my favorite rides at Disney World. I didn't really have those connected. I'm going to put a little line back there. the same way there. I might want to paint this in. Do whatever feels right for you. Do whatever feels right for you. Kind of feels right now to do this. I might even put a little star might even put a little star in some of these centers. You'll be at work when you do the live tonight, but the beautiful thing is it's going to always be on YouTube, Erin, so you're going to get to watch it. And what template are you using to write? I'm going to explain everything. And they will always be forever and free on our YouTube. That my hope is to inspire people to do this process because it's so fun. It really is fun. I love creating things that have never been here before. It's kind of how I feel like my what I'm leaving behind when I'm not here anymore. I hope that somewhere, somehow, there's still a little copy of this in 100 years. That's my stomach. That someone is reading. I hope YouTube's still around, TikTok's still around. People can find, discover, learn, have fun. Stuck my arm in the brown. So some of these are darker, some of these are lighter. Doesn't matter. Some of them overlap. But yeah, I'm just using Note to write in, and then I'm going to use Procreate to make my PDFs in. Both very simple versions and free versions of everything. I don't want anybody to have to spend anything to do this. I like that. I'm going to outline that book too and give it a bit more something. And I'm not going to worry if you're a person who needs to make sure everything on here is just as it is. Do that, but please don't get so bogged down that you lose your love for your project. Stay lit up and passionate about what you're doing. Not just with this, that's a life tip too. That's not just with writing. Okay. All right. I'm gonna clean my brush out. Did I dab these? I can't remember. I'm gonna kind of glaze over these with a little bit of water. Just kind of push the paint around. Start with a dark color that you can see. Just makes the wall more interesting, I think. This water just glazing right over. Pulling it up. I don't want to touch that blue. Then I'm going to come back in. I'm going to get a bunch of fresh blue on my brush. I'm going to load it up and I'm going to make up, because this is wrapping paper, I'm going to make a nice sharp little edge here. It'll be nice and crisp. Down here it can be wrinkled a little bit. That's too wavy. That's better. A little wrinkle, not a lot. I hope Martin doesn't sleep in long tonight. or today, this morning. My stomach is super growly. Okay, so now some of these I might take a look at and go through a little bit more. I'm happy with them. I'm going to look back to Lady's Pillow because I want this to be familiar, but not exact. Oh. See, her pillow is yellow. No, she's wrapping this little book that's sitting on this tiny little piece of wrapping paper. The book is so tiny, and the book is right here, sitting on top of this little mushroom. As she's writing her book of memories from the summer, or from the fall, she's going to write a little one for Lady, and then she's wrapping this. So this is little, with little blue stars in it. So I can definitely put my little blue stars in the yellow. That will look pretty. Oh, so pretty. And I've added a little bit here this morning as I was writing out these, or as I was working out this picture. I'm going to write out, this will all make sense when I write the words. It's illustrations just help push that story right along. Okay, I'm going to take a little blue, and I'm going to see if I can't make a little star here. I don't necessarily want it to be perfect. Actually, don't want it to be perfect. Have them going every which way. Some of them faded lighter. But I'm not making these too watery. The stars are good too because Lady, she's gonna, I don't want to tell you ahead. You'll see in a minute. I'm gonna do, well, that star got so wonky. Look at that. That's good. I said I didn't want them all perfect. And this star's like here. I'll be weird. This, whenever I make a star like this, I'm transported instantly back to the day I taught my grandkids how to make a star. And that day we drew and painted so many stars. And when their mommy and daddy came home from work, we had, I'm not exaggerating, probably thousands of stars, at least hundreds. Little post-it notes with stars on them stuck everywhere. Good morning, Adrienne. And good morning to everybody watching, or good evening, or good afternoon, or wherever you are and whenever you're watching this. I think a lot of times too, if we're writing and creating and we let our minds just go and get in that, like right now, I'm basically transported back to, 12 years ago, 13 years ago, however long it was, when my grands were painting the stars. My own kids did it too. I taught them at 2 different times though. Maggie and Alexandra taught together. That star's super big. Wonky, he's gonna get dabbed. My my grandson and his dad, I hear them out there. They're watching football recaps right now. Soccer. Football. I love it. Okay. So here, we could put, like, I could put big pairs. I could put something to show you how big the scale is, but I don't know. I don't need to. The words are going to do that. I am going to use pens if this is dry enough. Hopefully it will be. And I wish I would have turned the book other ways now, but actually I'm kind of glad because I don't want you to see the title. Just thought about that. Put some lines in for pages. They can be weird and wonky lines. And she would have had to have made this herself. So maybe this is even from a little, the cover might even be a little bit from the bark of a tree. We don't know. Or maybe we do. Maybe I'll mention it when I'm writing this story. But I like it. It's not, definitely not a traditional looking little book. I've made teeny tiny little handmade books. I'm all sold out of them now, but I have a story that I wrote, Legend of the Scottish Mermaids. Some of you might have it. I've sold out of them. I need to make more. And I think on this one, I'm going to write on the side of it. Autumn. That's it. That's that one done. I'm gonna get away from it. Okay. So we have Maggie wrapping a tiny package. Check. Is that all the way down here? Yes. Is that all dry? Still a little bit blue wet on there. Okay, so this one ready. And now this one. We're going to go back and get this because this I think is the first time that we see Lady. She's in bed, she's sleeping. And while I'm thinking about how I'm going to paint this painting, I'm going to just start my nice little kind of mental wake up for the page, and to start thinking is just putting in the colors. And these colors now, because our season is changing, I'm going to put in blues. It's getting that time of the year. I'm going to put in blues with just a hint of brown. This is the last night of autumn. Jack Frost will come that night, and Lady will go to sleep for 3 seasons. This is going to be colder, and again, if you were doing this, I could take a picture of this and have it exactly like, but I think use that again, just put a little bit more touches in it. But I think part of the fun is making something different. So I think in this one, yes. I now know what it must be. I now know what it must be. We're going to be very curious. We're going to be very, very curious to see what's in the book. We're going to want to know, why do I not have a book here? So this is what I can pretend this is my book. When I want to look at something and get my perspective right on it. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to start with the center. I'm going to paint this in lightly. Start with the center. No. Maybe. Yeah. That needs to come up more. That's it. I was like, wait, that's not right. Okay. That's it. And then because Lady's holding this, I'm going to get a little barky bit feel. I'm going to make this one out more this way. The book, that's it. That's it. That's what I did wrong. It has to come up like this. I was doing it open the other way. Having a real book in front of you will let you. It'll make that easier for you. And I can hide those things. That's why we did it in light paint. This one actually needs to come forward a little bit. Put those feels there, dab those feels off. Good morning. 9.5 thousand likes. Thank you. Thanks for being here and hanging out. I'm going to, on this one, paint. See, Lady has branches for fingers too. So I'm going to paint her little hands holding this book. looks like skeleton hands right now. They're not going to be the subject, though. That's not going to be what your eyes are looking at. Oh, I know what we can do. We can create a cute little perspective here. Thinking about how if I'm holding this book, where my hands are going to be. Sometimes that's just what you need to do, too. Like, think about it, like, be your own model. If a book was here, how would this look? Oh, this would look like this. It looks so good when you dab off. Oh, I love it. And then I can go back on here and just highlight in little bits. I wouldn't have my pinky around the book, would I? Maybe. Who knows how many fingers she has? This can be her little thumb over here. I want to round her fingertips, though. I don't want her to look scary. Give them a little roundness. But they're all different. Okay. So, because I did it this way, because I want us to look at the page, and I know what I want to write on the page. I know what I want to put on the page, but I need to put some of these little feels on. Dab. That one's too. I'll put water back up on here and take some of this off. Too dark. That's it. And thank you for the likes. Thanks for watching these. I hope you've had fun on this series. Well, it's not a series. This, what would you call this? This accidental, impulsive writing, illustrating, and publishing a book lives. Okay, I'm going to clean up this book edge down here. Might actually use some of this brown too. Different shade of brown on that. I want us to, we can't really see the outside of the book here, but I want us to feel like it's Maggie made it from bark. And by putting in that slightly different shade, more of a chestnut, we can get the feeling of that it just doesn't all fade into that brown. That's her little hands. and paint that on. Find a dry spot on here. I don't like to rub this. I just like to push this right down and then lift it straight off. And oh my gosh, that's perfect. That is perfect. That is just what I wanted. Perfection. I love it. Okay. Now, I want to paint because she's going to be reading this in her bed. So I want to paint light, like a little glow of how a reading light would be. I'm just going to put in some yellow swatches to start with. Don't want to get close to my brown. The words in the illustrations are gonna come together. Can anyone guess what I'm gonna write on this page? I'm gonna just scrubby dub here. Put a little bit of brown here. Scrubby dub and get rid of that line from behind. Good morning, Janita. How are you? I hope everybody's doing lovely today. Tuesday. Today is Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday. I've lost all track of time. I'm just going to use some of my water that's a little bit brown, dirty down here. These are still light down here. I know what we do here. So we have our bed sheet colors. Yep. Yep. Okay, we have our bed sheet colors, which are greeny brown at the start. And paint this and paint up a little hump. And we'll paint the little hump up because she's laying in bed reading this book. This is her bedtime story. What else do we have? We have an orange there. What else? Kind of want to put little toes sticking out at the bottom. I could put her little toes right there. I think I'm gonna. They'll be further away because we're up close to the book. Maybe I should make this hump come up like her knees are up here and it's resting on there, though. What do you think about that? Oh, her knees would need to be like that. I'm going to put her toes there. She's holding this above her. Reading her own little bedtime story. I have to... Yesterday's Tuesday. And I'm going to make these stripes here a little bit bigger. We'll get the feeling that she's under the covers. A little dabble do ya. Yep. I think down here we make her little toes stick up. These teeny little toes down here. A little foot. Little toes way down at the end. Give them a dab. And then I'll put some color back in. Look like two little groundhogs. Give them some little points on them. I like it. I like it. So the book, no one's guessed what I'm going to write there. I'm going to write it in pen. Oh my gosh, this suddenly felt so personal, like I'm writing a note for my best friend. And I just felt very vulnerable, just like, sometimes I think when you write and create something, it gets so personal that you feel like I've just told the world all of my secrets. Forever Fall Friends by Maggie to Autumn. I'm second doubting myself now. Second doubting myself. It's when you create stuff to put out there, whether it's the internet, a painting you make, book you write, whatever. You can't do it with this preconceived notion of what someone else will think of it. That's totally their choice. It has to be all about what's coming from you. If you're thinking about, I'm going to write this to make somebody feel happy or feel sad or feel scared or whatever, it's very different than writing it just to be true to yourself. going to try to make her little feet not look like groundhogs. Ah, okay. Now the next painting. Oh, no, I'm not gonna put TikTok on here. I wrote "Forever Fall Friends" by Maggie. To autumn, the best is yet to come, until the last leaf falls. That's what I put. So I gotta put Maggie's painting back in here. I mean, Lady's back in there. Gotta put this at the end now. And we'll read, I'm not gonna read the words through. I'm gonna look through here because I gotta go wake Morton up. It's 9:30 and he should have taken his pills at 9 and he's still sleeping. But I wanna, let's go through this story together and see where we are. When I first started, this was so thick that it held everything up, but it doesn't do that now. I'll do it with my hands. Okay. Okay, Lady of the Leaves. We know Jack Fall, but who comes out in the fall? Here's her story in a nutshell. Inside this door, we've been here before. A long room with no one home. Down the stairs, we find her sleeping. She sleeps for 3 seasons. She wakes up when it's fall. She goes and sings down her leaves. The first one lands. He's excited and cheeky. All dressed, she's ready with her stick to go out and paint. Goes up to her tree. Her tree is her baby. This is her whole world. This is her whole world right here. That's it. That's what she knows. She paints all the leaves with 10 touches of her stick. They giggle. Her leaves can only say the word "Milady." So even though they give her a lot of joy, there's not a lot of chitty chat there. She's tired on her first day of fall. Takes a nap in a nest. Big storm's coming. Starts to rain. The leaves wake up. She falls down to the ground. Is going to go into her home. Instead gets trapped in a jar by a giant. Turns out to not be a giant, but a fellow artist. They instantly become fast friends, enchanted with each other. And they decide to paint the tree. Now, the woolly caterpillar, that's what Maggie McGee was looking for, to see how long winter would last. We see it's going to be a long winter. They predict the weather. So each night, when Lady goes home, she, instead of reading, she writes about their adventures together and everything that she's learned. Things that she doesn't know from beyond the mountain. And when Maggie goes home, she writes as well. Oh, we can do this now. I'm going to do this now while I'm looking at it. I can turn this into the little mushroom. I want to turn this into the little mushroom. That's a little mushroom. Sitting on her night side. Her night side slices off of a tree, which that's just what I have beside my bed. And this tiny little thing here, we'll see later, it's her book. She's writing 2 books. She's writing one for her friend, one for herself. Oh, this is what's getting the white dots. Okay. Okay, so, yeah, this little book. You won't even notice what it is when you're reading the story. They paint their last leaf together. It falls to the ground. It's a very somber moment there. And then Lady goes out to celebrate with all of her friends because each tree has Lady of the Leaves living in it. Every tree. A lady in every tree. They go out, they celebrate the last sunset of fall. Lady was quite sad because she knew that she wouldn't see her friend again. But then she got happy. She remembered she didn't remember. She realized what real friendship is. And I'm going to say it here just because I'm thinking about it. I don't know if anyone's noticed, but when we first met Lady, just at the start, she looked way more childlike. She's grown up this autumn. And I think all the ladies do that. That could be in a continuing story. Grow up. So, because Lady of the Leaves had told Maggie she could call her Autumn, Maggie had made a little tiny book, and I'll tell when I write the words for this how little that book was. Just going to wrap it in a little, maybe a little candy wrapper. There's a wrapping paper. And she leaves it for Lady to find when she comes home from her fall festival. So the last thing that she's reading before she falls asleep for 3 months, or for 3 seasons, is she's reading the book Forever Fall Friends by Maggie. To Autumn, the best is yet to come until the last leaf falls. And then the last picture, which I'm going to paint that off camera. I will video it. I don't want to give spoiler alert to anyone that I'm doing my last painting now. So I'm going to turn this around because I want to see if anybody has any questions, because I've just been yakety-yakking. And the good thing about this, the way that I'm doing it, because it'll be up on our YouTube channel, you will be able to comment on there. And again, if you have any questions with anything, ask. I do not gatekeep information. I want to show everybody the whole process. And tonight at 5 o'clock, we will be doing our first steps for publishing this book. It won't happen in 1 hour because there are steps to it, but I want to teach you every step along the way. Italian Babe, what an amazing process this has been. So happy to have been a part of it. I'm so happy you have been too. And Nature, good morning from North Carolina. We're going to North Carolina on Sunday. And good morning, Sue. And thank you, Brian. Beautiful art. Sue, I love that story. The very last page is going to wrap it all up with a pretty little bow on top. And it costs $0 to publish a book, Sue. I publish on Amazon, Kindle Direct Publishing. They have a great print-on-demand service that's free, totally free for you to do. There are companies that charge you to do that for you. Do not pay them. You can do this for yourself. Molly, this has been so fun. Thank you. Thank you for being here. And Levita Links, thanks. It's inspiring. I'm glad. And good morning, Shelby. Good morning, listening while you work. Wonderful. This idea came to me last Wednesday. So not even 1 week. This is what happened. And I love this story. I know I'm partial. I love it. I think it's sweet and wonderful. I think kids and adults will enjoy this. I don't ever, like, when I'm writing something that I think this is going to be a child's book, I don't try to, I would never talk down to anyone. I think kids are basically, they got it all figured out. um, Sue says, Jules says, thank you for sharing this vulnerable part. You're amazing. Thank you. I think you gotta put it out there. If there are critics have been around forever. Forever. As long as there have been recorded history, there have been critics. And I bet you there were cavemen who said, ugh, that's not what I would have painted on the wall. that creature does not look realistic. You should do a video on how to publish. That's what I'm doing right here, Lavita. That's what this is. These live TikToks, I'm downloading every one. They're already up. Over 20 now are up on our YouTube channel. It would, yeah. You know what? Lauren says it would be such a cute little short animation film too. I think that's what I'm gonna do for the audio version. I think Maggie is great at animating. And I think I'm going to give her my images and ask Maggie to animate it and turn it into a little short animation film. I'll video that process too, because guess what, Lauren? Maybe I'll have Maggie teach me, because I'm not as good at animating as she is with this software that we have, Procreate. Maybe I'll see if Maggie can teach me. I don't know if we'll have enough time left in this week. This is Tuesday. We leave on Sunday. And Stephanie says, I can't wait to buy this book. Hooray, Stephanie. It will be available. And good morning, Pamela. Italian Babe agrees with Lauren. It would be really good. And I think that you have to we always have to keep learning. We have to tell ourselves, stop listening to that voice that says, I can't do this because I don't have the time. I don't have the money. I have not been locking myself away in here. I have been spending so much time with the kids and the husband. And thankfully Morton is supportive and has brought me food. I got to go wake him up now, so he can take his pills. But I want to teach people that right now is the best time, and it does not require money. It doesn't. You could sit there and write a paper as long as you have. I don't know. I've never published totally on my phone, but if a laptop, a computer. If you want to do it, you're going to do it. You can go into the library and use a computer. So I'm just going to do it all from my iPad. The freeway through Amazon. That's what we're starting tonight. We're going to start that. And this will be published. This is Tuesday. Realistically, I've never timed myself to see how long this process takes. So I've just been doing it in chunks of these lives. Everything I've done has been on a live. The only thing that's now uploaded to YouTube that you can watch whenever you want to, the only thing I haven't done is showed you when I was originally thinking about it. And that was basically just me laying in bed thinking, oh gosh, I hope the leaves wait to change color till we come back home. And I hope that, Mother Nature holds off. That's what I was thinking. And then I started thinking about how great Mother Nature is and how the seasons are. And this lady of the leaves just popped into my head. So the original idea for development for this just came from that. And I got to go back through and watch from number one. My story developed and changed the whole time as I've been doing this process. But I'm going to go back and rewatch them once I get done, because when I've just been doing it and kind of living in the process and making it all up as I go along, because I have been, I didn't have a draft written out. I didn't even write down a paragraph of synopsis. I didn't do that. So, and when I get home, I have a book now that I've written that I've needed to illustrate called How the Dragon Saves the Bell Tower. And I think I might rewrite and illustrate that. I've really enjoyed, that one's going to have more words, less pictures. And I might just do like little ink sketches on that. I had this idea that I have made covers for this How the Dragon Saved the Bell Tower book. I've made the covers, I've written the stories, and I wanted to create these books by hand. So I might just do like little ink sketches, and then get Morton to actually, we could print and bind the book. We have a laser printer, so get neat paper that's like parchment paper, print it on that, bind it like that, and create a cover for it. Create something really special with that one. So I think I might show you that whole process too, if we decide to go that way, rather than just and then I could put the story out on Kindle, out on Amazon, that people could buy it that way if they wanted it to. But I love handmade books. I don't know if you've ever seen one or had one, but I love making them. So that's what I want to do for that book. But I don't like to think ahead. I'm very much like in this moment, even though I have a million little ideas dancing around all the time in my head. So I've just wanted to share this process with you, and I appreciate and love you being here and all the likes, and we've been given so many gifts along the way. It's been fantastic doing these TikTok lives with you, and I really love that they're all getting uploaded to the YouTube channel, that they will all be there forever and ever for you to watch this process, and maybe take a shot at it yourself when you feel like the time's right. P.S. the time is right just now. Even if you think it's not, it is. The time is always right just now. Now is always the best time in your life to do what you want to do, because this is the only time we have right now. My dad used to say, you're not promised tomorrow, and boy, oh boy, is that true. We're not. So get at it. Look at this. We're going to have 24 illustrations. I'm going to just do a video now. I'm going to go wake up Morton and eat breakfast. I'm going to just do a video of the last page. I'm not going to put it up yet. It's not going to be live. And then I will go live to write the last words for everything but the last page. The last page will be secret. And then I'll put it up on our YouTube with spoiler alert warning. Don't read it, don't look at it, don't watch it unless you want to see how it ends. Because some people do want to see how it ends. And I get you. I do too. So I'm going to jump off and go wake up Morton. I'll be live again, because I need to write the rest of this before 5 o'clock tonight, because at 5 o'clock tonight we start publishing. And everyone, yes, our lovely TikTok community, you're the best. Have a great day. And our lovely followers on all of our social media. Love being connected with you all. Now get out there and write your book. See you later. Bye.